It's Thursday the 5th of September 2019 and I'm at Cold Harbour Lane in North Chailey, East Sussex to do a walk along the Greenwich Meridian Trail. It's been a long time since I walked any of Greenwich Meridian Trail, and there's the first Greenwich Meridian Trail sign. We go through that small gate. Greenwich Meridian Trail heads up this narrow fenced path. Further on, the walk enters this pleasant woodland. The path through the woodland descends and then crosses this bridge at the bottom. The wide bridleway of Greenwich Meridian Trail continues through this woodland. After a few yards of road walking, Greenwich Meridian Trail goes through this gate into more woodland. About 50 yards off the actual route is this Greenwich Meridian marker of the actual meridian. Now heading gently downhill in this common area, and it has a maze of paths, so I hope the route finding is going to be okay. We've actually been in this common since the gate a couple of clips ago. I managed to find my way across the common out to the A272. Greenwich Meridian Trail crosses the main road and then heads across this field. Great views ahead. Do I see slight autumn colours even though it's only the 5th of September? Greenwich Meridian Trail is about to enter another area of woodland. The area of woodland was very small, and now there's another field to cross, and in the opposite, looks like more woodland. There's definite signs of autumn colours. We turn right to walk along the edge of the field beside the wood, and I'm pointing towards the sun here. Oh, by the way, the road we crossed was not the A272, it was the A275. Further on, Greenwich Meridian Trail takes this impressive wide track with a deep ditch on the left. Now passing Waxbourne Manor with its impressive towers. Now following the edge of this field with great views around. At this point we turn right into woodland. Now heading through Waxbourne Wood on Greenwich Meridian Trail. At this point we turn left along there. Now Now on this track, winding its way through coppiced woodland. Very peaceful here. Now coming to the gate from where we leave the woods. We've moved into West Sussex now, and the path continues along the edge of that field. Soon after the last clip we bear diagonally to the right to enter another wood by the gate ahead. The track descends in this fantastic woodland. Now on a busy road passing the Sloop Inn. Now crossing the River Ouse. We've now left the road and are crossing fields. Greenwich Meridian Trail crosses this footbridge in the middle of the field, and I'm pointing straight into the sun here. Greenwich Meridian Trail now goes beneath the Bluebell railway line. Heading across this enormous field, as you can see the weather is very good and it's quite cool as well. Almost ideal for walking. I managed to get across the large field and am now the other side and going through King's Wood on Greenwich Meridian Trail. At the end of King's Wood, Greenwich Meridian Trail comes to this road and takes the concrete track opposite. Now in Northland Wood. Certainly lots of woods on this walk. Still in beautiful Northland Wood. Eventually we emerge from the wood and follow its edge along the right hand side of this field. The wood is over to the right. Greenwich Meridian Trail continues to follow the right hand edge of fields. Now joining a small road and heading for the village of Danehill. The walk passes All Saints Church at Danehill. And there's the Village Green and War Memorial at Danehill. And there's the village sign for Danehill. We're now going to take that road going off to the left. Now on the first path out of Danehill, about to drop steeply downhill. Very pleasant area. After dropping steeply downhill, the path enters this wood and we follow this path between fences. Still on Greenwich Meridian Trail. We now pass this beautiful pond, or is it a lake? Probably a bit in between. Anyway, it's very tranquil, apart from the aircraft noise from Gatwick. Greenwich Meridian Trail takes this small path, which is climbing. Passing another beautiful pond. And that's the way of Greenwich Meridian Trail ahead. Another climb, this time on a bridleway on the edge of Newnham's Wood. The walk has been quite hilly since Danehill. Come to this road with views ahead, and we have to turn left for about a quarter of a mile. We leave the road by taking this bridleway off to the right. Yes, you've guessed it, the bridleway enters woodland. If you like woods, this is the walk for you. Continuing through the woodland on this epic path. At this fork, Greenwich Meridian Trail takes the left path. We now need to cross this ford, but there's a walkway over to the left. After the ford, Greenwich Meridian Trail turns right up this rough track. Further on, the path becomes hedged. At the end of the path in the last clip, there's about 100 yards along a road, and then Greenwich Meridian Trail turns left off the road down here. Very soon there's a fork in the path. This time Greenwich Meridian Trail takes the right hand path. Yep, more woodland. Over to the left, passing a redwood tree which was planted in 1984 on the Greenwich Meridian. Heading for a road along this grassy track. Here's the road. We take that path opposite. We now come to this great view looking north towards the North Downs. From the viewpoint, we take this path bearing right through a wood. Unbelievably, all waymarks have vanished. I think I'm on the right track, but I'm not totally sure. Still continuing with what I think is the route description. Not a waymark to be seen. We now turn right along this path with this ditch on the left. The instructions say this, so it is all tallying. There's finally a waymark after all those woods. We've left those confusing woods, and hopefully the waymarks will be there to guide me now. Path is clear ahead, but as you can see it's going to be steep, and there's more ponds. This is certainly a walk of ponds as well, one each side. There's a posh red gate, and the path climbs yet again, but at least it's clear and waymarked. Well, as a reward for the climbing, we get these views. The path is still reasonably clear. Greenwich Meridian Trail now follows this concrete track for over half a mile. Greenwich Meridian Trail leaves the concrete track along this path through woods, of course, and we're going down here. The path ends at this small road, where we turn left. Now in Weirwood Reservoir. Now ascending between fences on Greenwich Meridian Trail in Weirwood Reservoir, and the reservoir was completed in 1953. You can see the bank of it there. There's a view looking back at the reservoir, and that grassy track is the path I've just ascended. Now heading across fields towards East Grinstead and the end of the walk. You can see East Grinstead Church over to the left on the horizon. Over to the right, great countryside views. Confirmation, we're still on the Greenwich Meridian Trail, and now we're taking this small path along the edge of this field, rapidly approaching East Grinstead now. Greenwich Meridian Trail now goes over this substantial footbridge. The path is now enclosed between fences. After crossing a footbridge over a stream, the fence path climbs. Now coming to the edge of East Grinstead, still on a fenced path. We've just come off the footpath and are now turning right into the byway. And the byway looks like it's going to turn left. The byway naturally goes uphill, like most paths have done in this walk. I am feeling very, very tired after around 15 miles. Now at St Swithin's Church, East Grinstead, and that's the end of today's walk along Greenwich Meridian Trail.